Alright, hey guys, Fiddle Ferret here, and welcome back to another episode of Celestial Crossing. We'll go ahead and keep going where we left off. She shoulders her weapon and leads the way toward a set of stairs that spiral down to the lower level of the keep. I follow, wondering why the layout of the corridor feels so hauntingly familiar. It hits me that I'm dreaming. I'm lucid, but this is definitely a dream. As we continue the track downward, the details come to me slowly as if I were dragging a waterlogged boat up from the bottom of the lake. We enter a short, dark corridor that ends in a portal of swirling purple energy. Oh, what did I just do? Return! I don't know what I clicked. There we go. Neither approaches it fearlessly, even as the final piece snaps into place within my memory. Game. I'm in the game. This is the final level of Lich Lord's Keep, right before the boss, which means we're about to walk through the portal, right into the veritable minefield of magical traps. Neither is almost within reach, and she gives me a strange look as the two of us pass through the portal. There's no turning back now, and if either of us takes another step, we're going to end up as a smear of charcoal on the floor. Pull her back. I reach out in blind panic and snatch onto Neither's arm, ready to yank her out of harm's way. Neither, however, is having none of it. Not used to being manhandled, she fights against my grip, squawking in outrage.
Hands off, useless!
I failed to take into account how much stronger than me she actually is. With a final triumphant jerk, she shakes me off, and the momentum carries her that last fateful step into the hallway. We both freeze as an ominous clank of traps triggering. Flames and dark magic shoot out of every conceivable surface, blinding us. Echoing laughter is the last thing we hear as the corridor goes black. We don't even have time to scream. I wake up gasping like a fish out of water. I can still shut up, phone. I can still taste smoke in my mouth, feel magic tendrils crawling along my skin, and then I feel the unmistakable prick of a sharp metal edge against my throat.
What have you done?
Aw, shit, son. Attached to the blade is a shaky, purplish gray arm. Attached to that arm is one seriously pissed off elven warlock. I want to shake my head in disbelief, but even my shocked mind realizes that I don't want to accidentally decapitate myself. Impossible, my mind screams. I'm still dreaming. I have to be. But I don't flatter myself that my imagination can come up with something with these kind of details. The way her badly singed clothes are hanging from her body in tatters, barely concealing the important bits, and still smoking from the fires in the dream. The way her eyes dart around the room like a cornered animal, I think that's it actually. I'm about to ask her how she is. A character I created for a fictional video game came to be standing in my bedroom when she suddenly speaks, beating me to the punch.
Send me back right now, or I swear I will gut you where you stand.
I mean, honestly, I don't think we're standing, but I mean, semantics. Her throat echoes throughout the silence of the apartment. A slightly hysterical laugh bubbles up, but I manage to quench it before I can piss off the elf any further. I realize I need to defuse the situation, preferably before something messy happens, and open my mouth to speak. Well, I'm not really... Exactly, my friend! Well, I'm not really standing, so... My voice comes out in a weak, whispery tone that would be embarrassing if I weren't completely scared shitless.
Oh, my mistake. Maybe I'll just disembowel you and wear your innards as a necklace instead.
Well, I mean, that sounds unpleasant for all of us, if I'm honest. I mean, it's kind of unpleasant for me, and why I'd want to wear my innards as a necklace, I'm not really sure, but it doesn't sound super fun, if I'm honest. I feel my skin go cold as the deep promise in her eyes. She applies pressure of the blade to my throat, but not badly enough to break the skin. Yet. I choose my next words carefully, since I know there's a good likelihood they could be my last. Tried to explain the situation calmly. Tried to convince her of innocence. I mean, I want to talk about the situation, not of my innocence, so we'll go with this one. Okay. I know you have no reason to believe me since my life is on the line, but I swear I have no idea how you got here. Neither's eyes narrow into angry slits, and she makes a noise at me that could only be described as a hiss. That could only be described. Typo. I was asleep in my dream, and we were in the Lich Lord's keep. We set off a trap, and now we're here somehow.
A dream? You expect me to believe that?
Her arm tenses, and I half expect her to loft off my head just out of spite. Consequences and lack of answers be damned.
You think I can't recognize evil magic when I see it?
Well, look around. Does any of this stuff look familiar to you? If I had something against you, wouldn't I just kill you outright? If I was trying to trap you here, why would I place myself within swinging range of your sword? Neither continues to glare, but the tip of her weapon wavers against my skin. Thank Kami, logic is winning. From what I can guess, you've somehow crossed over from your game into my world. Her sword arm drops completely at my words. She frowns in consternation, but the wind seems to have gone out of her sails. This is kind of interesting, at least. I was expecting the whole we get trapped inside a video game thing gonna happen, but I actually like this, and this is much better than that in my opinion. I'd prefer this kind of setup. Feeling a little safer, I finally stop fighting my gaze from staring downwards. And in my world, women usually wear more clothes. This non sequitur is apparently just a push too far.
Fucking shit!
She's really, oh my god, she's so angry. With a wild swing, Neither demolishes the wooden headboard of my bed, taking a good-sized chunk out of the mattress with it. Before I can so much as squeak, she takes out the chair in front of the desk next, roasting it to cinder with her magic, which I'm alarmed to note works just fine in the real world. Scared that I might get caught in an unlucky swing back, either by design or accident, I force myself to speak once more. I'll send you back as soon as I can figure out how, I swear. This finally gets her attention. Either that, or she's worked through her anger enough to hear reason again. She looks up and her jaw clenched. Beneath her bluster, I can see that she's uneasy. I wouldn't go so far as to call her scared, but she definitely looks uncertain. We'll figure this out, okay? If you were able to come here, there should be a way to send you back, okay? I wait until she nods gruffly. Good. In the meantime, you can stay here with me. She gives me a hard, condescending look that makes it clear this was never in question. In one smooth movement, she sheathes her weapon and takes a seat on the partially destroyed bed next to me.
Fine. I believe you.
She crosses her arms huffily, looking extremely put out. The action draws my attention down to her chest, unfortunately, and I look away with a blush. Good. So, I'll just find you some clothes to wear and...
Don't be an idiot. Where can I get some replacement armor?
There's no armor here. I mean, people don't wear armor in this world unless it's cosplay or something. And even then, it's cheap, flimsy material that's only meant to look good. Wait, what are you doing? Neither strides confidently to the sliding glass door that leads to my apartment balcony before I even finish speaking. She steps out and leans over the railing, looking at the ground below.
Where do those lead?
She points at the other balconies lining the side of the apartment building. I blink in confusion. What is she planning exactly? Can it wait until morning? Those glass doors lead into other people's apartments, their homes, like this one. She nods curtly, seeming to come to a decision. This is all the warning I get before she launches herself over the side of the railing onto one of the balconies adjacent of mine. I feel my jaw drop in horror as she casually slides the door open and lets herself into the stranger's apartment. Please let them be asleep. Please, Kami-san, I'm begging you. Just do me this one small favor. Minutes tick by like hours, and I stand frozen like an idiot, willing her elfie head to appear out of the darkness. I realize I'm sweating, actually, physically sweating from anxiety. Right now, I'm about to call the cops, certain that she's murdered everyone in their beds. A dark female form shoots out of the neighboring doorway and leaps up to my balcony. Without even looking at me, Neither pushes into the house and drops her loot on the floor of the bedroom where I finally get a good look at it. I feel a tension headache creeping into the back of my skull as I recognize some questionable leather that appears to be from an expensive couch. This is actually kind of funny. This is actually pretty good storytelling. It's like, oh, well, I just gotta go into all the buildings and loot stuff until I have what I need. Which is exactly what a game character would do. Beside it are some small metal rungs found on most shower curtains, some heavy bronchial drapes, and a whole assortment of metal odds and ends that she likely took from furniture and light fixtures.
Not a bad haul, huh? Now where do you keep your leatherworking equipment?
I feel numb. Curiously, wonderfully numb. When my voice finally comes out, it sounds dead, even to my own ears. You can't wear that stuff, Neither. She glares at me, crossing her arms and puffing out her chest threateningly.
And why the hell not?
I tried to tell you, people don't wear things like that here. You don't stand out even more than you already do. At the very least, the owner of those items will probably recognize them, and I'll be the one who gets in trouble. Her response is to throw her arms up in the air and make a disgruntled sound.
Ugh, of all the gutless, cowardly... Fine. It's your job to get me whatever passes for proper clothing around here then.
A little surprised, but grateful that she caved so easily, I quickly stamp some feeling back into my feet and turn toward my dresser. I grab my largest, baggiest t-shirt and toss it to her. You can sleep in that for tonight. It should be more comfortable than those ripped up leathers. Neither rolls her eyes, but obediently shrugs into the garment. I try to keep my gaze on the ceiling and ignore the fact that an elf is wearing my shirt and not much else. Well, good night then, I guess. She grunts in reply. By unspoken agreement, Neither retires to my bed like a queen, and I lay myself down on the living room sofa wearily. I fall asleep before my head even hits the cushion, thanking whatever gods are listening that this weirdness happened on the weekend. I don't wake up again until noon the next day. Noon? Are you serious? I can't sleep in past 8. I'm disoriented to find myself on the couch in the living room until my memories of the earlier morning hit me like a ton of bricks. Did I just dream all of that? Yawning, I get up and cautiously knock on my bedroom door a few times, just in case. There's a loud, startled snort and then silence. Definitely not a dream, then. I have to go out for a few hours. Please don't go anywhere until I get back, okay? Everything you need is already here, and you can work on your armor if you get bored. I sound like a mother scolding a particularly dim-witted child, but I'm too tired to phrase my words more carefully. While I'm at it, I should go ahead and add, there's food in the kitchen if you get hungry. A sleepy murmur is her only response. It's hard to decipher words, but it sounded like piss off. I sigh before grabbing my wallet and heading out the door. After grabbing a quick bite to eat, I head to the mall and look for some girly clothes. Not sure where to start, I make for one of the biggest department stores that has a little bit of everything and turn toward the female section. I'm immediately assaulted on all sides by laced frills and flowery things. The question of how far I'm willing to take this looms in the back of my mind. I am getting underwear too. A bra? What size? Should I ask somebody? My face is hot. I try to look out of place as I sort through some ugly-looking blouses. I hear a giggle on my right, and before I can help myself, I look up. A gaggle of schoolgirls stare right at me and whisper to each other. A horrifying thought occurs to me. What if these girls are from my high school? Being a social outcast is one thing. Being openly mocked and ridiculed is quite another. With this thoroughly unpleasant thought in mind, I drop the shirt I'm holding and run like hell out of there. The humiliation is great as I drag my feet up the stairs to my apartment 30 minutes later. Neitha looks up at me from her seat on the floor when I walk in.
Where are the clothes?
Her crafting materials lay scattered around her, along with some tools I recognize from the utility closet. All I can do is shrug helplessly, and she hopes she doesn't maul me with the hammer she's using to flatten some pieces of metal. She curls her lip in disgust, rolling her eyes.
Are you anything other than useless? Forget it then. I'm not staying cooped up in this hovel another day while you dick around trying to find a solution.
I mean, I can't say I really blame her at this point. It's like they're clothes, man. Just buy some clothes. Don't be a little wussy pants.
I'll figure this out myself.
The thought of what she might do to get a hold of said clothes has me recoiling in horror, but before I can work myself up to a reasonable argument, man, this guy's pathetic. Knock, knock, knock. Someone is at the door. Quick, in the closet. Neath her eyes slits dangerous.
What?
Oh, that's true. It's like, I wasn't sure about this girl to begin with, but she's growing on me. I clasp my hands in mute appeal. Please, there are little slats you can see out of. Knock, knock. Be right there. Please, Neither.
Ugh, you're so pathetic.
It's true, honestly. I don't blame her for any of these insults anymore. Despite her words, Neither picks herself up and shuts herself in the nearby closet. Immediately, I dart to open the door.
Hey, Hikaru-kun, how was your day today?
Oh, it's fine. Nothing out of the ordinary going on over here. Praying that she doesn't read too much into my haggard, stressed out appearance, I fumble to answer. It's fine. I was up late playing video games, so I didn't get much sleep. Stop telling her what loser you are, you idiot. She looks me over with what I hope is concern.
You shouldn't do that so often, Hikaru-kun. You'll get sick if you don't sleep properly. Did you get to eat the dinner I made you at least?
Yes, thank you. It was delicious, as always. Mika smiles warmly, and if I were any other guy, I might think her cheeks were a little flushed. She smacks me playfully on the arm.
Well, if you're done, can I have my dishes back? That's kind of why I came over.
Oh, of course. Hold on a second. I scramble to my room to assemble the dirty dishes, praying that Neither won't lose patience and ruin my life by jumping out now. Thankfully, Mika is still standing at the door calmly when I get back, and I hand her the bowls without incident.
Good. I'll just wash these up before I head over to the store. See you later, Hikaru-kun.
Bye, bae. Can we borrow some of your clothes? Because I feel like that's where this is headed. I shut the door behind her 1 second before Neither comes barreling out of the closet. Without preamble, the elf points a finger imperiously at the doorway.
Were those normal clothes?
I nod, not sure where she's going with this, but I hope it won't turn into another argument.
Does she live nearby?
That smile is so good. Oh no. No. You can't!
Do you have a better idea, useless?
I open my mouth angrily, ready to tell her I'd head back to the mall in a heartbeat if the alternative meant inconvincing Miki-chan. But then I think about the giggles and the stares. Worse, having to deal with the lingerie department. Why would you need lingerie? Just buy her underwear and a bra. My god, dude. She lives down the hall, second door on the left. Neither nods briskly, suddenly all business.
Perfect. I'll sneak in while she's gone and find some shit to wear.
Okay, but can you please grab only from the back of her closet stuff she wouldn't miss right away?
Yes, fine. Just go and be a lookout or something.
This sounds good to me. The further away I can be if something goes awry, the better. Just one question, though. How are you going to get in? You're not going to break down the door, are you? Neither gives me a sideways smirk in reply.
I have my ways, don't worry.
Her words don't really instill confidence. If anything, I feel more nervous than ever. Still, I find myself standing obediently outside the apartment complex 20 minutes later when I'm positive Mika-chan is gone. Beside me, I watch in awe as Neither hops nimbly from the balcony to balcony towards Mika's place. She's let herself in by the sliding door, and I wait. Wait and worry. Then the worst thing possible occurs. Around the corner comes Mika-chan, grocery bag swinging under one arm as she makes her way home. Shit, how is she back already? Belatedly, I recall that I ran into her coming from the store yesterday as well. A quick trip makes sense if she only went to the convenience store for one of those two little things. I know that Neither isn't done yet, and I have no idea how much longer she'll be. I need to stall, but how? Without really thinking about it, I blurt out her name as soon as she's within earshot. Mika-chan! She looks surprised to see me, but her smile is friendly as always.
Oh, Hikaru-kun, what are you doing out here?
Oh, nothing. Just, hanging out, stuff. That's a great question. What possible excuse could I have? Could a reclusive, geeky gamer boy have for standing around a street corner in the middle of the afternoon? I thought I'd take a walk to be healthier, like you said earlier. Her eyes dart her eyes dart to fully take in the fact that I'm standing there despite my words. Her lips curve into a teasing smile.
If that's the case, you didn't make it very far, did you?
Damn it! Think of something else now! I wanted to walk you home. I got distracted looking at the clouds. Okay. I don't want to, obviously, if we're nice to her, that opens up possibilities for her, obviously. I like her. She's really cute. Obviously, Neither is obviously really cute too. I don't really know either of them very well yet. But we'll go with I wanted to walk you home. The words come tumbling out of my mouth without any real thought, and I'd be mortified if it wasn't for the incredibly cute blush decorating the girl's cheeks. She laughs as if to brush off her embarrassment, but the way she pushes the strands of hair self-consciously behind her ear makes my heart stutter inside of my chest.
How gentlemanly of you. I guess I ruined your shining moment of chivalry by coming home too soon then, huh?
Her smile is so soft and feminine, my tongue promptly decides to trip over itself in reply. It's fine. I shouldn't made up my mind earlier. She close enough. I'm assuming that's supposed to be she's close enough now that I can just barely catch a whiff of her shampoo. It smells like cherries. That would make sense, wouldn't you guys say? Mika giggles a little. Readjusting? I'm assuming it's supposed to be readjusting the bag in her hands. I take a moment to glance upward at the balconies. Still no sign of Neither. I need to get Mika to turn away from the apartments, I realize. I can walk you upstairs at least. Her answering grin is enough to make my palms go sweaty. Sweat? Make my palms sweat. I wait for her to turn and pretend to follow. Wait, Mika! She turns away from the building, confused. I actually, wanted to know the recipe for that beef stew you made last night.
I could tell you that more easily upstairs, Hikaru-kun.
She moves to head inside, and I impulsively grab her hand to force her to face me. She looks surprised at the contact, but doesn't pull away. Well, I thought since I'm already down here, I could head straight to the store and buy the ingredients. No need for unnecessary stair climbing. Mika begins to lift her eyebrows suspiciously. I feel the back of my neck break out in a cold sweat until suddenly I spot movement out of the corner of my eye. Miracle of miracles, Neither is making her way out of the balcony door, her arms laden with clothes.
You were just going to remember all the ingredients? Don't be silly. I would need to write them down for you, along with the cooking steps.
I stop listening. The blood drains from my face as I watch a pair of jeans come tumbling out of Neither's arms toward the sidewalk below as she leaps back toward my apartment. The jig is up. This is all I have time to think as denim fabric hits concrete with a heavy flop. The sound isn't loud, but it's unexpected enough that Mika starts to glance over. If she looks up to see where the pants come from, like any logical person would, she'll be able to catch a glimpse of Neither right as she opens the balcony door. I have to stop her. My body moves on its own, moving with speed I wouldn't have thought possible. Without any consent from my brain, my hands come up and grab either side of Mika's face in a gentle but firm grip. Her skin is unexpectedly soft.
Hikaru? What are you doing?
Oh, what are you doing indeed, Hikaru? Look, oh, there are the jeans. Anyway, alright guys, that'll do it for this episode, I think. I think it's probably about enough so far. Yeah, so this was a good episode, other than just the small typing errors, all the small text errors and stuff like that. The voice acting has been getting stronger. I think the voice acting is actually really good. I think the voice actors are actually doing a really nice job. So anyway guys, I've been Fatal Ferret, and I will see you back on the prowl next time.